Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kylie and I am the artist of this channel, and today I'm taking you guys along with me as we paint one of my favorite paintings of 2025. I would say this is actually the only big painting I did, like full on completed piece, and this canvas was a 24 by 24 inch canvas and I loved it. It was a great size. I didn't know if I was gonna like the square, and I think I actually really liked it a lot. So I have one more canvas in this size and I cannot wait to paint the other one. As for mediums for this painting, I did use acrylic paint. I live in an apartment, so oils are pretty much out of the question. But the brand I use is Liquitex, and I used titanium white, of course. And for my blue, I used cobalt blue hue. For the red, I used cadmium red medium hue. And for my yellow, I used cadmium yellow medium hue. And those are the only 4 tubes of paint that I used for this entire painting, which is wild. I normally have so many tubes of paint that I use, but I really wanted to use my primaries because I have a very good understanding of color theory, especially as it pertains to primary colors. And then the white, of course, to lighten things up. And I was going to use a black tube of paint. However, I hear a lot of artists say that their colors are a lot more vibrant and look not as desaturated when they don't use black for the shadows. So I tried my best not to use black for this piece at all, but I didn't limit myself. I told myself, if you feel like you need to use it, then use it. But if you feel like you are getting the correct value without it, don't use it. And I never once used it at all in this entire painting. So I am not like totally against using it by any means, but I will say I am very happy that I did not, because I do feel like the colors in this painting are very bright. They feel saturated, they feel more true to life than I feel like my paintings that I have used black paint with. So I'm very proud of myself for only using or having a limited palette and sticking to it, and I'm also just very happy with how using that limited palette made my painting look. And this has inspired me to try other limited palettes. I know there's a few out there that other people have created with certain paints and colors, and I would love to try them. If you guys know of any limited color palettes that you swear by, drop them down in the comments. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Um, but yeah, we are almost done with this cup, I believe, and then we will move on to the next cup as well. Oh, I guess not. No, the book. My apologies. We will start on the book. um, and you will see my painting upside down a few times. This is how it looked in real life. I turned my painting upside down quite a bit to just change the perspective and make sure I'm getting things correct. Okay, now we're on the cup. This cup gave me a lot of difficulties. It is a transparent yellow cup. I will actually go ahead and throw up the photo here. This is the photo reference I'm going off of. This photo reference is a self-portrait of myself, and it's one I took quite a while ago. I still lived in a different state when I took this photo, so it's been a minute. Um, I've always wanted to paint one of the photos from this photo shoot, and I finally was like, let's do it. So I don't really feel like I had any specific inspiration or anything that made me really, really want to paint this. Um, I guess I would say the reason I picked this specific photo from the photo shoot is because of the fire and lining up with the eyes. And I really thought that that would be something that would be fun to paint. Yeah. But yeah, we are still working on this very difficult cup here, and you will see a lot of time jumps. I have a lot of footage from this painting, guys. Like hours upon hours of footage. I filled up 3.5, not quite a half, I would say 3 and like maybe a quarter SD cards worth of footage. So there is a lot of footage here. There was a lot for me to go through, and I didn't want this video to be super long because although this painting did take me a while, I didn't want the video to get too repetitive. So yeah, you will see a bunch of jumps, and there at one point I totally gave up on recording, so there's a very large jump. So I do apologize. However, I personally feel as though filming my process sometimes takes me out of the process. And I know other artists can relate to that. I've heard other artists say that. So yeah, I don't change the angles a lot, and I try to keep things pretty calm and chill. And sometimes I forget to film, and I'm cool with it. So yeah, it's part of the process is to just kind of let go of the filming aspect of it and just create for yourself. Here I'm cleaning up a mess I made for, this is just a tip for any acrylic painters. If you get paint on something that's already dry, it is so easy to just wipe it up. And if it still isn't coming up, just get like a Q-tip and put a little bit of water and you can probably get that off. It's so easy. Especially, or well, I guess the layer under it has to be like actually dry. But acrylic paint dries fast, so most of the time it is. So it's super easy. All right, and now we are on the third cup. This cup was, I would say, fun to paint, but also I didn't know when to stop because, and I'll throw the photo up here again, it's just a very textured cup. So with your eyes, there's a lot to see, and I didn't want to copy it every detail to the exact, it would have been too difficult and it would have taken way too long. So I wanted to imply all of these details. And so I just kept going back and forth until I thought I got it to a good point. And then I added all the highlights. And I do think it turned out pretty good. I think you can tell that it's a textured cup, and you can tell like the highlights of it. I think personally. You guys let me know what you think in the comments if you can tell this is supposed to be a cup. I wasn't sure if it was kind of too weird and random or not. Oh, yes, I like to move my canvas around a lot. I think I already spoke on this, but it's really good for you to change the way you're looking at your canvas. So although a lot of this footage is of the canvas on the easel, my canvas was not on the easel for a lot of this painting. I took it down, I put it in my lap, I put it on the floor. Just be careful if you have back pain. Try not to sit in any weird positions too long. It can hurt your back and your wrists and your arm. Don't do that. But yeah, that cup is done. I am very, very happy with the way it turned out. And now we are on to painting this dress that I had on. And it's like this very maroon, dark, kind of a wine red actually dress. And with these little patches of brighter color. So I just went over the entire thing with that darkest color. And then later on, I went back and I did all of the highlights. Well, I guess not all of the highlights because I'm doing some shading there, but I painted the darkest darks, and then the textures of it I painted later. Okay, so you guys have been watching this time-lapse portion of the video for a minute. I decided to do time-lapse for this because there was hours of footage from just this one part of the painting, and this was so much fun to paint because it was like a paint by numbers after I did the sketch. I went in with all my darkest darks, and then after that, it was literally felt like paint by numbers because I just matched the shapes to the photo, and yeah, I think it turned out great, and it was one of the most trust the process moments of this painting because I had to just keep going and hope that all the colors being in the correct spot would make it look like it was supposed to look. And I think it does. I'm very proud of it. I have really no notes, to be honest, which is rare for me. So I'm not mad at all. But now I'm working on the candles. I was gonna freehand this and then I started to, and I was like, yeah, no way I'm getting a straight line. There's no way. So I went ahead and put some tape just to help keep that line at least semi straight and where it should be. And it worked. I will say that the candles were a struggle for me specifically because of the color. Like I was trying to get the color right, and anyone who works with acrylic paint knows that realistically the colors never dry the same as the color that you put on there. So getting the correct color for something that is an off-white is very difficult because the slightest extra yellow is going to make it look green or, whatever. So it was a struggle, and they are pure white for a while, and I do change it eventually. But excuse my swaying here. I this day wanted to walk but also wanted to paint, so I walked on my little treadmill pad while I painted, which is actually quite interesting. I didn't think that I would be able to do it, and I did a lot of the face and this hand while walking, so that was an interesting thing to find out about myself. um, but yeah, like I said, we're getting to the end here where I'm starting to lose all interest in filming. So here in a moment, I think it skips ahead quite a bit. But we are working on the hand. We didn't really see much of the face get done. I shockingly didn't really struggle with the face. It was pretty straightforward. I will say one thing, if there's one thing I would fix about this painting overall, is that in the end, I feel like I wanted more orange light from the candle flames to be highlighted on my face. Like I wanted more of that glow that you would get from that kind of ambient lighting, but that's okay. Yeah, here is the big jump. We missed a lot. We missed the hair, we missed the background, we missed my ring on the side there. What else? The finishing of the hand. I've completed the whole hand as well as the other hand at the bottom of the painting. I'm pretty sure I did pretty much everything. The necklace was such a struggle. It's probably better I did not film that part because it would have made me even more frustrated. That necklace was a pain. But overall, I'm sorry I skipped everything, but I think that it's fine. It's not that serious. You guys can see this is what it looks like painted. While I finish up the rest of the painting, I'm going to just go over a few things about the painting that people might ask in the comments. This painting overall, I would say took me maybe 2 months of from start to finish, but during that 2 months I spent roughly 35 hours. Honestly, I remember working on it a lot, so I'm thinking that number is quite low for what it actually probably is, but that's the number that I logged was 35 hours roughly. So yeah. And I do not have prints, nor am I selling this painting, if anyone asked that in the comments. Maybe in the future, but as of right now, that is not something I plan on doing. This is a photo of me, so I don't really want to sell it right now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and coming along on this painting journey with me. If you liked this style of video, definitely let me know in the comments and check out some of my other videos. Like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, friends.